last Sunday accounted for Collingwood in a very good game at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. For the match, St Kilda had brought back Narkle, Mason, Brown, while the Bulldogs had to replace their in-form #1 ruckman Andrew Purser, who'd been suspended for one match. Tonight we pick up play at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. It's Footscray leading by 26 points, and their commentators are Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilton.
So that point to Footscray, and St Kilda have only added 1 point with the breeze. Footscray have added a 1-goal against it, so it's 29-8.
Cordy up high, couldn't take the mark. He's been having a nice little how-do-you-do to Joffa Cunningham. Down towards the half-forward line was Alistair Ford, ripped off the ball. Oh, Footscray fans are not happy. Bamblett and Jobling go to ground, and the umpire will come in and have a bounce. How did you see that one, Robert? Free kick?
Hard to say, Sandy. I think I may have called play on as well. I think when they've gone for the mark, I do think it might have been play on. It'll be interesting to see tomorrow on World of Sport.
What's your decision, perhaps? An interesting segment as Sewell went short. The mark has been taken by Bamblett.
I don't think he meant to go short, Sandy.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. A wonderful pass. So Bamblett, who's been quite sensational in recent weeks, in fact has shown enormous consistency with the club. Here's his kick. Drop punt on its way, and he just sneaks it through delightfully. And Footscray, although they started slowly, are starting to get into gear now, but no doubt a worry for the Saints. 5-5, the Dogs, St Kilda 1-2 on 7's big lead.
An excellent goal by Bamblett. And Footscray, as we sort of somewhat discussed at quarter time, playing better against the breeze than they did for about 28 minutes of the first quarter, but then they got two quick ones right at the end, and now it's 35-8.
Centre bounce once again. Ford up against Allen side bottom. It's the latter who wins it. Keel tries to take it out of the middle, then tries to push it forward with his hands. Eventually kicked off the ground. Jimmy Sewell scoops it up. So Sewell, a chance to send the Dogs down to their half-forward zone. Bamblett's the target once again. Fashini comes over the top, effects the spoil. Who's first to recover? Fashini has the backup support of two players, namely Odgers and also Paul Tomei. It's the latter who goes in towards the centre and finds Morwood.
It's Paul Morwood. McLean putting him under a bit of pressure. Morwood. Under pressure by playing on, and the kick straight into the arms of Rod McPherson, and I don't know how many times, Sandy, that St Kilda have kicked straight to the opposition.
I think Graham Jelly would be extremely disappointed with the disposal of the Saints boys at the moment, as we watch Phil Mailer go over the centre, side bottom, plucks one off the top.
So playing a good game for St Kilda. Swings it across the ground, putting the opposition in attack. Good tackle there by Cunningham. Tackle too high against Wallace, and Steve Wallace will take the free kick. So Wallace now. $70 metres out from goal. Steve Wallace. It's a late lead from Beasley. The first one ignored. He spills a sitter, but he breaks the tackle, gets out of it, gets the hand pass towards McLean. McLean now onto the left foot, goes short. Steve McPherson's there, plays it forward on, goes after it again, and Steve McPherson hooks it back. It's 3 goals to Steve McPherson, and that was just too easy.
I think you summed it up, Robert. Third goal on the board to Steve McPherson after Simon Beasley faltered, and the Dogs move away 6-5 to 1-2 on 7's big league. They make another change. Bahagia off, Royal back on the ground. 41 plays 8. And the Saints are going to have to do something pretty dramatic pretty soon to get back into this game. Centre bounce once again. Side bottom, beats forward, taken by Morwood. Seems to be continually looking for someone for assistance. Over the head of John Bennett it goes down towards half forward. Lockett comes out to meet it, back with Bennett again. The tackle on that occasion by Narkle. Could have been construed as high, but no, the umpire calls play on as David Grant goes goalwards. That disposal again, shocking, and out of bounds on the full. So Brad Hardy. Now he's had an amazing game. 13 kicks, and we're not even midway through the second term. Shepherding sees Grant clear to mark. Short looking for Keel. Two of them there. Morwood nips in. Played on. Gets the handball away. The long kick in towards goal is well off target by Paul Tomei, and again out of bounds. So when they do get it down there, they're unable to convert. Kennedy to the outer side once again. Plenty of leaning, pushing and shoving. The umpire says, do all you like, boys. I'll just pay the mark and I'll pay it to Alan Sidebottom. 8 marks to Sidey.
Just thinking it's one of the best games I've seen Sidebottom play, Sandy.
Yeah, he's been in good form. That kick going over the top, rushed through for one behind.
Why will Tony Lockett not get in front, Sandy?
Don't ask me, Robert. Hardy to the outer side again. Tomei at the back, could be first to recover. Goes over it now. Peter Keel goes in to lend assistance, but the Footscray boys bottling it up, and so another bounce to take place. Forward, up just a fraction early almost. Free kick, Brian Wall hands it back to his ruckman. So Alistair going on the left foot up towards centre wing. This time going the Saints' way for a push in the back. Morwood receiving, but always appearing to having to back pedal. This time a long handball put in front of Tomei, handled it like a hot potato, and perhaps Robert a little lucky to get the free kick.
I think he tapped the ball down, Sandy. He saw he was going to be tackled, so he made no attempt to take it. It's Jeff Ablett now with the ball. That's a lovely kick from Ablett. A torpedo punt kick going right down. Lockett takes the mark, got into the back of Kennedy, I do feel. Nice little shove to get Kennedy out of the way. And Lockett, as we've said before, does like to play from behind, quite obviously. And I think you take a lot more marks. When you're built like Lockett, there's no reason why you shouldn't be in front. Tony Lockett, solid lump of a lad.
1 goal to his credit, Robert. Kicked in the first term.
He's kicked St Kilda's total goal score. And going for goal number 2. Should get it because he's only on the edge of the goal line, directly in front. Goal square line, that is. And Lockett's kicked right through the centre. So 2 goals to Tony Lockett, and St Kilda go to 2 goals, 3-15, with Footscray on 6-5-41.
Here's the centre bounce once again. We'll see what happens this time with Alistair Ford. He's well beaten. Hardy is there, however. He's having an absolute field day, but so too is this man, Alan Sidebottom. I think I inadvertently called him Gary earlier. He's having a time over in West Australia. Jobling, can't take it. Cordy receives, short kick out towards the wing. Mace will be first to this. Keeps it in play. The handball over the top, back towards Jobling. He centres it with a torpedo punt up towards Bennett, waiting at the back. Didn't try and mark it, tapped it out the back cleverly. Manning is there. Hardy, did he get into his back? The umpire said no. And a bounce to take place. Well, he almost had the run on then, young Manning. Here's the ball up once again. Lockett wins it. Manning again. Oh, has it stolen. This time the Dogs had the opportunity through Zeno Tetsaris of drifting it down towards the wing. An attempt at soccer off the ground, not successful. Pushed out by Sewell, cleverly done so too, because he's under a bit of pressure himself. And now we can fire them up towards Bamblett. Can't take the mark. That kick came from Wallace. Recovers well to half forward. Mace is there. Edmund also. Mace should be first to it. Beasley comes out to meet it. Mace still in possession. High kick gathers little distance, and I think has gone out of bounds on the full. If not, well, the mark was taken just inside the line by Mike McLean. Here's the pass, there's the lead, it's good. Once again, the Dogs running and running all the time and are able to sneak away. So Malin fulfills not the longest kick in the world. He ignores the lead of Simon Beasley. I don't think it was really a Simon just amble singled out. There's the drop punt. He stabs away at it, in towards full forward. Beasley buffled out at front position. The umpire calls play on. He'll have to have a bounce.
Was it a mark or not, Sandy?
Well, Alan Sidebottom certainly believes so. Let's see what happens from the bounce. Sidebottom and Beasley. And now the free kick's gone the way of Footscray. Robert drops his pen. Finds it incredible. Well, now that's an interesting one to watch a decision on World of Sport, because we really need to sit down and have a good look at it.
Well, I think it might have been an Edmund free kick, Sandy, but no doubt the Kilda players frustrated, because they thought it was a mark in the first place, and there wouldn't have been a bounce if that had been paid.
In the meantime, Brown is back on, Manning is off. That kick for goal is good. And the Dogs continue on their merry way. 7-5 to 2-3 as Edmund posts his second goal.
Jim Edmund now taking Footscray to a 5-goal-2 lead, so it's 32 points, the margin in favour of Footscray.
You were quite right, Robert, what you said at quarter time. The breeze does funny things. Sides do, and they either have it or don't. Footscray not overly impressive in the first term, kicking with it, kicking against it so far, have contributed 4 goals. Temay puts the Saints down towards the half-forward line, and Bennett looks for the player going past, puts Keel under a bit of pressure. He's equal to the task. Jobling's waiting out wide. Can he run through? He can. He can steady and fire. What's his delivery like? Better. And the Saints reply with a quick goal. Andrew Jobling kicks his first and St Kilda's third. They move to 3-3, trailing Footscray 7-5 on 7's big lead.
So, Jobling in some respects has done a good job for St Kilda, but let's not forget that he is playing against Steve McPherson, and McPherson already has 3 goals to his credit. So it's very loose play down there by Andrew Jobling, but he is still picking up his share of kicks, but in doing that, you must stop your opponent from kicking goals, and Steve McPherson, as I said, does have 3.
Centre bounce once again, a perfect bounce on this occasion. That's why I find it amazing that they're just throwing it up in certain areas of the ground. Mace again. It was like a rock last week in the twos. Tapped cleverly over the back by Brown, but the only one that's there is Hardy. Tucks it under his arm and away he scoots on the left foot, that showing no signs of that groin injury on that occasion. McPherson under pressure. Cunningham is under even more pressure. Loses it. McPherson again. Tackled by Joffa, and he's got him. And he didn't like the tackle either. They're having a little bit of a how-do-you-do behind play. In comes McLean to remove him. The ball has been held up. And let's see what's going to happen. Paul DeMay is going to have to give it over to the umpire, and a bounce will take place. Front of the members. Sidebottom, upper fraction early. Doesn't matter. He gets it down to Peter Keel. Over the top he comes, and he takes a great mark, Phil Narkle. Looking to get on with the job. He drifts it in towards the flank region, and the mark taken by Ben Ingleton. Ingleton, not sure what to do. Eventually goes up towards full forward. Lockett again from the back. This will bounce through. Lockett can just dob it through, and he does. Whether he did it or whether Ingleton's kick did it does not matter. It's a goal to St Kilda, and they come back. 4-3, plays 7-5 on 7's big lead.
Alan Sidebottom was waiting there, and he too is doing his job for St Kilda. Sidebottom, one of the best players on the ground. No clear tap. Ford, you could say, got it out wide. It's taken by Royal. Royal's kick wobbles forward. Frawley could have been paid a push in the back. It's called play on. As Steve McPherson comes out with it. Gives the hand pass across to Royal. Royal goes goalward. He's hooked it though. Will it make the distance? Yes, it's through for 1 point by Brian Royal. So that kick by Royal takes Footscray to 7-6 with St Kilda on 4-3. Fashini to bring the ball back into play. Looks for Ablett. Couldn't take the mark, but gets good support down there by Grant. Grant gives the hand pass across to Ablett. And Ablett now goes with a long kick towards centre half forward. Free kick will be paid to Bennett. And there's Lockett waiting it. Bennett, I don't think would make the distance from there. Lockett gives the lead. No, it's ignored. Cunningham having a few words to Bennett. The kick from Bennett off the side of the boot. It's dropping short. No mark taken down there by Royal. The pack forms and we'll find a bounce to take place. Lockett may have grabbed hold of Kennedy a little high there, but nonetheless it's a bounce to take place 15 metres out from the St Kilda goal. Can St Kilda grab the opportunity? As Lockett was up high, it's taken by Odgers. He snaps over the shoulder. He'll make the distance, but not the accuracy, and 1 point. So Gary Odgers once again coming down the ground, and he's got 2 points on the board. So Brad Hardy will be the player to put the ball back into play as Odgers goes out to pick up his man. Hardy with a nice kick from full-back. Odgers having trouble out there with Royal. And Royal puts it on to Wallace. Wallace now from centre wing. Fashini punches it away from Bamblett. Kicks it off the ground. Fashini recovers well. Good play by Silvio Fashini. And this time it's a well-placed kick to find Grant. Grant now has time to steady and put it wide. Almost a great mark to Foster. Then he's tackled, or it could be a push in the back, whatever you like. And it'll be a bounce to take place once things steady down and tempers settle down. Cunningham and Cordy having a few words.
Well, they've had a lovely chat throughout the afternoon and obviously enjoy one another's company.
Cancel each other out, haven't they?
Yep. Just let those two go. And here's the bounce.
Giving umpire Waite a few words of advice as Ford gets it down. It comes back to Ford. He's tackled, loses it. Cunningham goes in underneath. Now that wasn't a free kick for mine. He threw himself in there.
Well, it's a way of clearing it out, I suppose, Robert. That's what he's done. Lockett's dropped back into the square. Cunningham wobbles a torpedo. Couple of flyers, no mark is taken. Play on is the call. And look at that rush for the goal line. Would not have been quicker by Zeno Tatsaris. One behind goes on the board as St Kilda moves to 4-5. Good fight back. They want another couple though. As Bahagia comes back on the ground, they're swapping Bahagia and Royal, Mick Malthouse. Hardy goes to the outer side. Another good-looking kick. Wallace late on the scene to effect the spoil, but does effect it. Good backup support tackling will see them out of trouble once again. Alan Daniels is on centre wing almost, has possession now, looks up towards the half-forward line, down towards the danger zone because Bamblett is there. It's fisted away from him, however, back in towards the middle. McPherson, oh, well done. Jobling receives it from Keel. Jobling gets the handball away to Morwood. Now the Saints are away, up towards the half-forward line. Bennett takes it. No, he drops what he should have taken. This allows Foster in. Gets a hurried left-foot kick up towards half-forward. A great one-hander, Silvio. Hi-ho and thank you. He's on the defensive side of centre wing and is renowned for those as he wobbles a shocking delivery up to the half-forward line. And Alistair Ford can't believe his good fortune.
Yes, those two players, Royal and Bahagia, coming on and off the ground from the interchange bench, and all I can say to that, Sandy, is that Mickey Malthouse obviously hasn't done a lot of roving, and so we'll find now Edmund putting the ball forward. A well-placed kick too high there for Beasley, picked up by Sidebottom. Sidebottom has the lead out wide by Jeff Ablett. He takes it, has time to steady, goes for the long kick straight into the arms of Malin. Malin now, hand passes wide to Tatsaris. Under pressure, Tatsaris kick goes straight across the ground, bounces before the boundary line, and a throw-in to take place. Throw-in on centre wing, outer side of the ground. Ford, Grant. Grant giving away about a foot. Ford got the ball down, of course. Keel playing an excellent game for St Kilda. Back to Ford, well smothered. Good play that time by Grant. It's picked up by Ingleton. Ingleton now swings it back towards half-forward. And the push in the back will be paid against Bennett. And so Peter Foster will take the free kick for Footscray. So Foster now. Floating kick into the breeze. Cowie up high. Couldn't take the mark, though. Tap back. Bahagia was there. So too Odgers. And the bounce will take place on centre wing, outer side of the ground. 48-29, a 19-point lead in favour of Footscray, and we're 28 minutes into the second term as Foster gets the ball down. He was shepherded, and he will take a free kick.
very close to siren time. Ford's kick. Edmund.
Free kick to Edmund.
Yeah, got a slight nudge. Subtle as a stepmother's kiss, wasn't he, really? So Edmund from the right half-forward flank. Beasley comes out on a long lead. Beasley's going to be the man. Can't get there in time, however. Peter Keel defends stoutly, gets the handball across to Jobling. Bamblett's got to leave his man and chase. Still he chases. Out in front of Tamaya. Shocking handball. Wallace intercepts. He had a fit of the fumbles. Still does so, but gets out of it. Gets it to Ford. Ford goes to McPherson on the half-forward line, and Steve says, let's settle it down. Oh, Budgie's loose in the pocket. But no, now he'll go back. Beasley's not too happy with his attention. Bahaja leads again. This time he takes them. Some loose checking in that defence. So Tony Bahaja, as Bob said, is being used off the bench. Why did you ever go at Mick Malthouse, saying he obviously hasn't done a lot of road?
Try and road off the interchange, Ben Sandy. He's just not on a real good road.
There's the kick, and he's drifted. Look at the wind take that. And there's the siren. So, unfortunately for Footscray, the siren beats them in that forward thrust. And at half-time, Footscray, 7-6, although they had a 4-goal 2-quarter, the Saints stuck with them a little. They're on 4-5. 7-6, 4-5 on Seven's big lead.
And 19 points the difference at half-time. Footscray led by 36 at the final change. The Saints came home fairly well in the final term, but ultimately went under by 21 points. We look at the stats, and fairly evenly divided the honours here. Footscray having more kicks, frees and shots at goal, and St Kilda more marks, handball and hit-outs. In the goals this afternoon at the Western Oval, Steve McPherson got 5 for Footscray, and Bahaja got 4, Edmund got 3, and for St Kilda, Tony Lockett finished up with 6 goals, and Phil Narkle got 2. Our reporter at Footscray this afternoon was Peter Donegan.
The Bulldogs were more than pleased to post a winning score against the determined Saints at the Western Oval this afternoon. It was a match regarded by many at Footscray as a real danger game, but the Bulldog players were able to answer any challenge the Saints could offer in the final stages. While obviously delighted with his 5 goals and the fact that his side has now won 7 of its first-round matches, Steve McPherson was disappointed with Footscray's form in the second half.
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing the third quarter and the last quarter. I think in the last half of the quarter, because we let him in the last quarter, sort of thing, where we should have really barreled him so that we could show we're a lot, a better side than what we did, because we really let him in, and we didn't really look a top side, I think, the last quarter, when we should have got him by the throat and done him right in.
How were the conditions out there, Steve? Because the umpires threw the ball up all day. Was it very heavy?
Yeah, it was heavy in patches. The ground didn't soak up the rain as good as it usually does, and it sort of, in some spots, it was very boggy. A lot of players slipped over. I come over a few times, and it's hard to keep your footing, and I think the umpires bounced it up because, if they had, in some of the spots, it just would have plugged and wouldn't have gone anywhere.
Although McPherson expressed a little disappointment, Coach Mick Malthouse was happy with the 4 points, even though there is room for improvement.
Oh, I think that can be summed up in most games. You can always look back and say, well, we could have improved in certain areas. I thought, the boys fought very well in that last quarter when it counted most, and that was early in the last quarter to St Kilda kicked an early goal, and we were able to get the one back and kick 3 or 4 more. And I'm disappointed with the fact that they were able to kick 5 or 6 late in the game. But the good thing about today is you can away 4 points.
Well, I suppose it must be encouraging to you as well that Simon Beasley was pretty well held up forward, but you still put a winning score on the board.
Yeah, forward line's operating a little bit differently this year. We were able to have players around the ground kick goals. I think McPherson kicked 4 or 5. Bahaja kicked 4, I think. So it gives us a few more options up forward.
What was the cause of the 13 behinds in the third quarter? Was it pressure from St Kilda or the swirling wind, or what?
I think it's probably a combination of both, really. We missed a couple of very easy goals, set shots. The wind's very awkward out there to kick goals, but that's no excuse, really. I mean, you can use that. But I think there's a lot of pressure also on the boys from St Kilda. They're a very fierce side, St Kilda, and the goals that we normally get, you would think you'd get, they were putting a great deal of pressure on us.
Battle with